Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live in UFRL for the 100% realistic cast here. And we are here at Suzuka, Japan for tonight's Grand Prix. So the realistic cars are set. The Red Bulls tonight will be DD Friend and Jar Jar Bing, both in Tier 3 this season. In the Ferrari, it will be Sergeant Devsey alongside Full Core Warrior. A good partnership I'd envision there, to be completely honest. He's a good teammate, I'd say. Let's see. Further down the grid as well, we have the Mercedes I'll go with. So WBA Brewdog will line up alongside Algerie, and all Tier 2 line up in that one. Algerie still getting used to the wheel, I think. I think he is making some improvements, but obviously he'll be hoping to make more improvements as time goes on. But then again, the new game comes out pretty soon, so that's when he'll like to get better at it, really. With Brewdog, he has been settled in Tier 2 for the past couple of seasons after winning Tier 3 a few seasons ago. And that was on this game as well that he won Tier 3. In fact, in the McLaren, the lone McLaren, it will be Geldy89, typical commentator. Of course, when I say typical, what I mean is that what he's typically here to do. But he can race. He can definitely race. And he's racing tonight in that McLaren. See how he gets on as well. Further down, well, there will be an Alpine once they get here. It will be Destroyer Jack. So we'll watch out for that one. And then in the the Williams rather, Merc and Rusted Bolt will be running in that one. So again, be interesting to see how they can cope. But they are typically very good drivers in Tier 1. Merc, of course, battled for the victory down at China. So, and was perhaps unlucky through the last couple of corners to miss out on that one. He did look like he was going to get the better run against Pesci and Hazer. But there were dramatic scenes late on in that Chinese Grand Prix in Tier 1. Merc will feel unlucky not to have won, but he has got a win. Has he got a win this season in Tier 1? I swear he did. If he didn't, then he would have got on the podium at the very least. But Merc, very good driver. So let's see how low they both get on. Merc and Rusted Bolt, they are both very competitive and amongst the quickest in Tier 1. In the Alfa Romeo, it will be a debut for EFE Aussie. So we will be referring to him as Aussie for tonight's race. He'll be lining up alongside Fake Mano, who of course has had a couple of races prior to this one. And then in the... which car should we go down to next? Haas. Who's in the Haas? It will be FGE Boss Jan, who won on his debut at Zandvoort, the Netherlands. So a big win that was for him. But let's see what he can do alongside Link's Peace in tonight's Haas partnership there. So Boschan and Link's back together in the same car on this occasion. And last of all, the AlphaTauris. Mr. Poem seemingly preferring that car, so he's in the AlphaTauri again. And his partner tonight will be Hazer. Of course, Hazer was in the Williams last time around at Singapore. Didn't get the win, but it did look pretty clear the Williams looked quite a strong vehicle. This time around, though, Hazer's back in the AlphaTauri, and we'll see what he can do. But obviously, he's not going to set a lap on this occasion, so not great for him. Boschan to the line, he does go quickest, a 28.462. And a 29.3 for Full Core Warrior. The two Ferraris settled P2 and 3. Mr. Poem goes second fastest, a 29.0 for him as well. Let's just check on EFE Aussie as well. And he is just going through the Sector 1 split now. It's a 32.5. I'm riding solo. Yes, Geldy, you are. Indeed, you are. Look forward to seeing how you get on. Best of luck out there as well. And of course, you are in Sector 1 at the moment, so you probably aren't listening to me much. DD Friend then is on a lap leading to the line now, and it is a 29.5. Goes and splits the Ferraris. And Jar Jar Bing set a sub 130 as well, and goes into 6th position. Let's drop and see the Mercedes of WBA Brewdog out on the mediums. Him and Aussie both opting for the medium tyre on their first run, and Brewdog a 29.8 and puts him 6th fastest. And the Alfa Romeo fake Mano starting lap behind him. Let's go back to Aussie then. His first official run in UFRL will be right here at Suzuka. At EFE, Aussie will lead to the line, and it will be a 29, it will be a 30.0 on the mediums though, so we can get some more time out of that. A 30.0, but he will get a chance on the soft tyres. But it is P8 at the moment for the debutant in the Alfa Romeo. But Mano, as I did say, is on the lap, and Hazer invalidated again. He's not having a good time of things, is he? At this moment in time. Clearly looking a bit rusty, isn't he? Right, let's get Destroyer Jack invitation, and again, just a reminder, he will be in the Alpine for this race. Bosjan goes quicker. Oh wait, no he doesn't. That's the game messing around. So the game did not show me the 28.4 as the fastest lap earlier, but now he's done it. What have I told you? I go college with Hazer. Tell her to stop being so rusty, Mick Sandwich. No. Wow, that's amazing. Fair play, fair play. I will tell you, he's quick. He is quick, for sure. But he can't get a lap in at the moment. He's got to get a lap in. And if he can, then he might go quickest. But Bosjan 28.4 is a very good time, for sure. Can't believe he's not been doing any practice. You can sort of tell. Alright, but Destroyer Jack is now in. And he is in the Alpine. No, you are very welcome, Jack. Let's go and see what Link's piece is up to. Or should we go to, I think it's that, no it's not Mano, it will be Aussie, not on a lap, and he is going into the pits. Fake Mano did actually go second fastest at 28.8. So the gap now steady at just under 0.4 of a second between Bosjan and Fake Mano. He'd probably steamroll me. Do you play Formula 1 as well, man? That's the question. And if you do, then it'd be interesting if you went up against him. But yeah, you do. Because he is... I mean, besides from Verstappen, who raced last week at Singapore in this tier, I think Hazer's probably up there with Pesci as the quickest in the entire league, I think. I'm a tier 3 at best. Well, we haven't seen the race yet. Don't know, maybe have a trial. We did have a trial earlier on to get, literally within the last hour, actually, to get Aussie in. So Aussie's here based on the fact that he was successful in a trial, and Hazer goes second fastest at 28.681. Bosjan, though, did go even quicker, a couple of tenths faster at 28.247. So it will be intriguing to watch this battle between the likes of Bosjan, Hazer, and Fake Mano. Potentially Mr. Poem as well, 29.0, his best timed effort. Gotta be not good enough, gotta be winning. Well, there you go. Diddy Friend 29.1. Really good time from him in the Red Bull into the top 5. And further down you've got Aussie out on track. Fake Mano going into the pits. Link's piece on a lap and improving by about 2.5 tenths. Let's see how he is then going down. And it is an improvement of 1.1 seconds so far. So this is going to be a strong time. But how strong would it be for Link's piece? Can he get himself a sub 129 and push up with the top 3? No is the answer. Well, why did he go into the pits there? You know what? He wasn't even using battery and he was gaining so much time. That's an interesting one. He wasn't even using any battery on that lap, and yet he gained 1.1 seconds. I mean, okay, a 1:30.15 is clearly not representative for him. And you imagine he must have made a pretty cynical error in that lap. But still, let's go back to Hazer. I do think he'll be going in the pits this lap, or if he doesn't, he's just recovering battery. But he's not recovering any battery, so he has to be going in the pits. Mr. Poem is starting a lap as well, but not using any battery. But I think Hazer, by the looks of it, will go in the pits, and indeed he does. Still got Fake Mano in the pits. Let's go. Aussie will be starting a lap. Merc is on a lap, and is using battery as well. So let's stick with the Williams and see what his Sector 2 split time is. It's a 1:11.615. Do I know Hayes' real name? I do not. No, I do not actually know. And I'm a teammate of his. You know, I'm in the AlphaTauri with him in I'm in tier 2, he does tier 1. We're both in the AlphaTauri. But no, I do not know his real name. Anyways, Merc, 28.375. Brilliant time there. I go second fastest, about a tenth behind Bosjan. So there you go. It might not just be a 3-horse race. There are genuinely more than a couple of contenders here. Yeah, no, I think that'll be best. Keep it to yourself. If he wants to tell people, he can tell people. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It doesn't really matter either way, to be honest. Let him do his thing. And his thing at the moment is P3, but his thing really could be P1. He's a washed. Well, who knows, who knows. So, it doesn't normally look that way, but yeah. Algory well off track. Volker Warrior is pushing on a Red Bull to the line. Which one was that? Jar Jar Bing just starting a lap. And Brewdog's there, but you've got his teammate Algory, who is now in the pits. Fake Mano, he's behind his teammate. Let's go back towards Aussie then. Aussie is on a lap and improving by a second. So it should be potentially the 28 here. And it will be a 28.7 and just ahead of his teammate. Goes Aussie on his debut. 4th place. It's on the second row. It is getting closer at the top of the field. Quite clearly. But it was a good time from him as his teammate Fake Mano starts a lap behind the Mercedes. Presume that will be, and it is indeed WBA Brewdog. Let's drop down towards Rusted Bolt, waiting for him to set his first time, and this will be his first timed effort. Just heading round the Casio Triangle and onto the straight here at Japan. It's a 29.4, only 10th fastest for Rusted Bolt. Known as Mr. Consistent, but not the most consistent of times there. There was an improvement, however. Who improved? Must be Volker Warrior for, yeah. Okay, Volker Warrior did go P5 then. Sorry about that. 28.799 for Volker Warrior. Good time, that. Yep, it is a 100% race. Indeed it is. Told me I'm just testing to see if I lie or not. No, it is. So, literally on the screen it will tell you exactly what's going on. But, yeah, tonight it is a 100% tier race. Realistic cars as well, so he is in the weakest performance car in the AlphaTauri. So we'll see how that goes. I know in real life the AlphaTauri was not actually the weakest car anyway, but yeah. Skill issue. Right, so a couple of cars are coming out to the track. I don't think Fake Mano, he's not on a lap. Volker Warrior obviously finished that lap. You imagine people will start to prepare for their final runs. Brewdog improved by about half a second to go into the top 10 ahead of Rusted Bolt. Bolt will likely get his car into the pits now. Plenty of time, 4.5 minutes remaining here in qualifying. So there's enough time to get your car into the pits and back out for a final run. Sergeant Devsey is on track, not improving through the Sector 1 split, however, for Sergeant Devsey. Is he in a little bit of trouble here? Let's see how he is through the Sector 2 split. He is losing 7 tenths. He's clearly backed off his lap then, so he's not going all out for it. And just heading round at 130R, Sergeant Devsey may be about to go into the pits. Again, it's got just under 4 minutes, and that's ideal for him to get himself into the pits. Me and Hayes are both behind on coursework. Tell him to do some work. He said he's been doing work for the last 2 days, so I don't know what he's been doing then. As very surprisingly, Sergeant Devsey is going for another lap with about 60% battery at most. Not sure on that strategy, Devsey. I would have thought you may be better off going into the pits. But that's what he's decided on. Most drivers are in the pit at the moment. Mercedes is going to the line. Actually, no, they're going in the pits. So let's go with Bosjan, who is taking it slowly. He's got to be careful though, Bosjan. A few drivers will start to go out onto the track now. He does not want to be caught up in any traffic. He may only have a Red Bull ahead of him when he does start a lap. That's if he's going to go for it, and he is. So Bosjan is pushing on, as is Sergeant Devsey, but we'll stick with Bosjan, mainly for the fact that Devsey, first of all, was a bit lower down, and secondly, Oh, I can. Oh, hang on. I'll put the Discord link in. But yeah, mainly I think with Bosjan is the fact that he is, of course, P1, and he is the only driver to have a full tank of battery before they can start a lap. Being told it's a dry race as well in the Discord chat, so it's nice to know on that one. Right, let's get this, see if I can find something. Invite. Right. Copy link, and I will send that in. There you go. That should work. But Bosjan, there you go. So he's backed off his lap though, Bosjan. So he's still going to go for one more run of the Red Bull. Where's deficit at the moment? He did actually finish a lap to go into the top 10 at 29.341. But I don't imagine he's going to stay in the top 10. It is a competitive field here this evening from what it seems at Suzuka. Sergeant Devsey in the top 10, but I imagine he will start a few places lower down than that. Destroyer Drac is still not out on track. Is he going to go for a lap or is he staying in the pits? But yeah, nobody's actually on an official lap. Everybody's waiting until the end. You know, you don't really normally get this, in all honesty. Very often, you have a few drivers on a hot lap, and then some drivers, or most drivers, will likely wait until the end, but you never really have it where everybody is going for a lap right at the end. But that is what's happening here. Bosjan is going to go for one final attempt with DD Friend, the lead runner then, of Lowe's on a hot lap. Quite surprising, in fact. But now we'll just stick then with DD Friend, heading beyond, well beyond the S-curves now, and now heading down and out. Let's see how he gets on this lap. I think he'll be okay. Can he? Actually, no, he's not. He's going to have to back off, but he's not got the time to go again. So DD Friend has not got enough to go again, so that will be it for him. Let's go down towards Bosjan. Not improving through the Sector 1 split. 1/10 off the pace. And a slip. And a slide. And it's out for Bosjan. He will not improve on a 28.247. That will be his qualifying over. No way is he improving on that. Now, it's an opportunity. And a big opportunity at that for the rest of the field. With Merck amongst the drivers. And he is improving, but only marginal. With Hazer also just starting a lap into turn 1. You've got Fake Mano and you've got Mr. Poem. Rapid improvements at almost 0.3 of a second. And Fake Mano just running into turn 1. The checker flags are out. Falcor Warrior P5. Defc P10. Destroyer Jack stays P16. And Bosjan will go to the line pretty soon, but he will not improve on his current time. And into the pits also goes DD Friend. So let's now go to... We'll actually stick with Mr. Poem. He is the lead runner, isn't he? Yes, he is. Let's stick with Mr. Poem. He is still improving. Is he improving to potentially take a pole? It may be close here. Here comes the AlphaTauri out of the Casio triangle. Bosjan retires in the pit. Here comes Poem to the line. He goes third, fastest onto the second row ahead of Hazer. He'll be one to watch. Aussie invalidated. He will not improve. Here comes Merck. It goes quickest. 13 thousandths of a second! What an effort! What a time! And Merck is on top of the pile! Hazer's improving still though. He is one to watch, and it's 7/10 of a second that he is gaining here at the dying embers. An improvement also further down the field from Brewdog, who goes 8th fastest. Hazer's the one to watch. Surely he's going to potentially go pole. Will he take it away from Merck to the line? Yes, he does! 27.895. Brilliant effort from Hazer, and he is the man to take pole position. Here comes Fake Mano. He goes second. Great time also from the Alfa Romeo. He is about 2.5 tenths off, but he's right there in the thick of things. It's Hazer who will take pole, but Fake Mano right there in there as well. Second fastest. Merck will start from P3. Destroyer Jack, I'm just having my dinner. Quick one. Quick dinner, yes, well it needs to be because we just ended qualifying. Damn, I invalidated a lap that was 4 tenths up on my last lap. Yeah, very unfortunate. To be fair then, even Bosjan also struggled on his final run, so he could not improve as well. And thank you for the follow also, Aussie. Best of luck for the race. But that'll be your grid. Ladies and gentlemen, so we'll start right at the top. Hazer just under 2.5 tenths clear of Fake Mano, who will start second. Merck takes home P3 as he edges out Bosjan in P4. Mr. Poe in P5, Aussie P6, Volker Warrior, Rusted Bolt, Brewdog in the top 9. Geldy is exactly 1 second off in the top 10. It's DD Fred, Algary, Lynx, Devsy, Jar Jar Bing, and Destroyer Jack. Lynx Peace quite far down on the field, it has to be said. Anyways, just a reminder, we will have a 5-minute break before we kickstart this event. And it will be an important 5 minutes, taking into account it is a full race distance. And I will definitely take that 5-minute break for sure. But I'm going to write it in, but anyways, just a reminder again, there will be a 5-minute break. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are moments away from starting here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Just starting to prepare the writing to ensure that all the drivers are aware that they can ready up very soon. Not quite yet, in about a few seconds though. Once it hits 34, they will be told, and it's hit 34, so somebody can now ready up. And I've just made sure that they are aware of that. So, who will come out on top? Well, it's going to be a long race. Strategies will be crucial. Safety cars, if there are any, they will play a part. Surely, the chances of a safety car do seem to be likely here at Japan. I know that it can be a very fast circuit, of course, particularly down through the S-curves, beyond turns 2, into turns 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and round the Dunlop curve as well at turn 7 into turn 8. Always causes some challenges. I didn't even realise that Jar Jar Bing had left, but he is now going to be back in. Hazen be told no. Okay, I'm not going to say the rest of that, but gave a good chuckle. Right, here we are. 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And it's taken a time, but it's go, go, go! Hazer, Fake Mano, who will take the lead into turns 1 and 2 as a switch from the Haas at the back. But it will be Hazer who retains it. Fake Mano holds on to second, and off goes a little bit Merck, who's trying to side-by-side a squabble with Bosjan. And who takes advantage of turn 3? It will be Bosjan, and he stays third place. Merck taking a little bit of a wide line down at turns 1 and 2, losing out to the Haas, but he is down in P4 now. And further down, Geldy trying to battle Algary. Seems to have had a struggle in the Mercedes. Not the first time we'll be saying that one, I'm sure. Aussie is up to 5th place then. And Mr. Poem losing ground. Is down the back and also off track. There, who was that? Somebody went incredibly wide. And that's an Alpine off as well. That is a squirmy Alpine at that Destroyer Jack. Very squirmy in the back there. As Jar Jar Bing not in his car. We're going to go back to the front and let's check on the tyre situation then, shall we? And it is Hazer has opted for the hard tyre as well. So Hazer, Geldy and Mr. Poem on hards. Off went Merck again. Don't tell me that's another warning for the Williams, because that's twice I've seen him go off as Volker Warrior. The Ferrari has had a spin. Not sure if there was any contact, but side by side also come through. DD Friend and Geldy are going round into 130R now. And the Red Bull just ahead. But Geldy's going to try and get it round the outside then. Can Geldy hold out just about? He's going to still be in there, Geldy. He's got himself a chance, but he's had to lift off. And just exiting out of turn 16, 17 and 18. Geldy loses out, but we're going to go back towards the front then. Because this top 4 have not changed. Hazer, Mano, Bosjan and Merck. And Jar Jar Bing has got into his Red Bull in P13 now. Very close proximity at the front of the field. With Aussie not too far back, he's still within 0.6 of a second. So he is keeping pace here. Into the pits went Mr. Poem. Yellow flags at the back for Algary once more. But yes, it has been a good start for those drivers at the front of the field. And they are keeping pace here. Potentially was there contact there between Merck and Bosjan. There was certainly potential of it. But it doesn't seem to have had any impact at all. As all of those in the top 8, as I say, that links piece makes a move here on WBA Brewdog. I think he had to look down the inside, and that would have been a completion at turn 11 through the hairpin. So links piece up into 7th place now. WBA Brewdog trying to get closer towards him, but it is Hazer and Fake Mano leading the way from Bosjan, Merck and Aussie. But Rusted Bolt now was the one losing time. Go back towards Fake Mano because he is accelerating close towards the rear of Hazer. And will he make a move? It's turn 16. I don't think he will. He just holds off once again. But they're all extremely close here. Will anybody have a chance heading into turn 1? Will Fake Mano will feel he has the best chance as Aussie, Bolt and now Link's Peace comes in with the fastest lap. And they are side by side into turns 1 and 2. But Hazer just pulls clear off Fake Mano. Potentially used a little bit of battery at the end there. But Hazer back into the race lead. Those hard tyres are working well for him. Can he keep the medium tyre runners behind here? Soft tyres for Destroyer Jack and Volker Warrior. And Mr. Poem pitted for a fresh set of mediums. He did start on the hards. He can go back onto those hards at any point in this race. Don't forget, they are only 1 lap old. And there you go again, Fake Mano now having to have a squabble with Bosjan, and Bosjan just lifting off before they enter down at turn 9, so he does stay in behind here. Will anybody go for a late move though? Down at the hairpin, doesn't look like it at the moment. Link's Piece, who did make a move previously on Brewdog, yellow flags once again for Algerie. Let's go back towards Fake Mano. Top 8 are still within a few tenths of each other here. And the gap between them and, well, let's see the gap to the leader. Just 2.4 seconds. A move down the inside from Bosjan. It was tempting. He was curious, but couldn't quite make it stick. Now, this gives himself, Fake Mano, and even Merc a chance. Bolt making a move down the inside, or around the outside. The fact it goes off track versus Bolt. And that will give Aussie the place back. And also going down the inside is Link's Piece. He's going for a Bolt down into turn 16. Out of the Casio triangle. They still go at it. Links takes 1 and takes 2. Williams, he's up into the top 4. The Williams will fight back though. But Link's Piece has not just taken 1, he's taken them both. And now he's making a move down the inside of Aussie and up into P3. It's 3 overtakes in 2 corners for Link's Piece. Absolutely incredible. And onto the podium he goes. Further up the field, and Hazer and Fake Mano are running away. Link's Piece needs to close that gap, and indeed he is. It's back down to within a second now. He is within DRS range. Back towards Merc then. He's got his teammate ahead of him. Merc must have made a mistake as well. Out of turn 16, which led on to turn 17 and 18. And also Rusted Bolt again off track. That's going to be pivotal, but he's actually made a spin. Rusted Bolt now. That 8-way battle has dropped well down because himself and Bosjan are well out of it. Rusted Bolt now down to P11. Not the start he would have been looking for, but he's got plenty of time to make his way up the field. Speaking of which, Link's Piece certainly looking quick here. That trio, Hazer, Fake Mano and Link's Piece leading the field. Aussie back in it, Merc back in it, Brewdog still there as well. Sergeant Dempsey is the one who's trying to pull himself into this battle. Geldy on hards is doing pretty well, was also in 8th place. And off track Lair did go. I think it's that the race leader. Was that Hazer? Hazer went off. Mano will make the move on him. So Hazer went off track. Fake Mano went through. Who gets DRS between them? And it will be DRS for Fake Mano. Hazer will be overtaken by Link's Piece before turn 1. Hazer drops from P1 to P3. Also, in the space of a few corners, and looks down the inside as well on Link's Piece. Couldn't quite make it stick there. Link stays ahead of Hazer. Now he has to close that gap back up to Fake Mano, but big places lost there from Hazer. Maybe focusing too much on College. I say focusing too much. You can't focus too much on College, obviously, but maybe Hazer not prioritising racing at all, and maybe it's showing here. Yellow flags once again for Algerie. Will that be a safety car? His car did seem to have stopped there, but he has got it back under control. Mr. Perm is closing the gap to him, however. And now the battle resumes here. It is a 6-way tussle now between Mano, Lynx, Hazer, Aussie, Merc and Brewdog are still in there. But 9/10 of a second, he's got a bridge to gap here. Let's go back towards Merc and see if he can make a move on Aussie. He does seem to have the pace, but so does Aussie. Aussie looking good in the Alfa Romeo, has to be said, keeping pace with the front runners here. As Bosjan further down is closing in on Rusted Bolt. And more yellow flags is Algerie once again. I think that must be about the 4th time he's had a bit of a struggle. But Destroyer Drag does go for the move here on Geldy on those soft tyres. He may feel like those soft tyres, he needed to go for it. And up into 8th place. Now he's got to try and make sure he gets DRS. Does he get DRS though? I don't think that rear is not open. So Drac has got to do it all by himself to catch up to Sergeant Dempsey. He's on soft tyres though. Gives him the advantage. Bosjan battling away with Rusted Bolt beyond turns 1 and 2. And it's turn 3. Bosjan is just ahead of Rusted Bolt and up into the top 11 he goes. Next up will be DD Friend. That's Geldy keeping Destroyer Jack honest. Those hard tyres are still working pretty well for Geldy. And we'll go back up as well. Of course, as soon as I go away from them, Geldy does now overtake Destroyer Drac. So it's back up into 8th place here. Draco gets a 3-second time penalty for Destroyer Drac. And now he's got to try and charge in on Geldy here. Knowing he's got those 3 seconds, you don't imagine he's going to be too patient. He knows he'll get DRS though, if he stays in behind for the remainder of this lap. And as you can see there, he definitely looks like he's got a pace advantage on the McLaren. But can he make it so that he can stick and stay clear of that McLaren? Or will he stay in behind him? I think round at 130R, it's going to be the question. Will he go for it? Or will he hold off? He's still gaining time here. He's got to be cautious as well, because DD Friend is not going to hang around. He is on the back of them, and now Destroyer Jack will get DRS. It wouldn't shock me if it could be a double DRS overtake, but it looks like Drac surely is going to make the move here. Geldy using up that battery and leading it to turns 1 and 2, and there you go. Pulls out at Destroyer Jack up into P8, as DD Friend also has a little look, but knows that he is too far behind. And we will reverse back to the front, and Link's Peace without DRS being able to hold on to the lead here. Fake Mano and Hazer, Aussie, Merc and Brewdog still there as well. A good little 6-way battle for the race lead. And further down, Mr. Poem has now taken Algerie and is up into 15th place. Of course, Mr. Poem had to pit on lap 1. Sticking with these 6 drivers then, as Bosjan has made a move now on DD Friend. So up into the top 10 goes Bosjan. He's now got Drac and Geldy ahead of him. Russell Bolt would like to ideally follow him in, but Bosjan does seem to have some good pace here in that Haas, and yellow flags. It is for Algerie once again. Didn't really need to guess that one, did we? He has really struggled though, I've got to say. Doesn't look like he's enjoying this race, Algerie. Not sure where the improvements are. Anyways, let's see. DD Friend really closing on Bosjan. I don't imagine he'll go for it though. Surely he'll stay in behind. Going into turn 16. Yeah, he does. They're doing well though. Barely any contact between drivers here so far. I know it's only 8 laps in, but still looking good. Destroyer Jack fastest lap of 1:33.1, and that is why Geldy has no DRS, and that's why Geldy cannot defend here from Bosjan. Bosjan sails past. DD Friend looks for it as well. Down the inside he goes. Geldy went slightly off track. And there you go. Geldy just holds on ahead of DD Friend. Bosjan with a pivotal move up into P9 now. And Destroyer Jack will be ahead of him. Let's go back towards Aussie. Putting the pressure on Hazer here. But the medium tyres will still be working better than the hards. The soft tyres will be the best at the moment as well, as Algerie receives a 3-second time penalty. I think he went wide at 130R. But let's see what Aussie can do here. Can he make a move on Hazel or even Merc? Merc is right there as well. Could be a chance for the Williams. 1/10 of a second, 1.5 tenths now. Oh, he's really closing. Really close there on Aussie. Would have been an audacious overtake though if he went for it. Brewdog is the one also watching here. He could be very keen on an overtake. Hazer struggling to stay in DRS range as well now at just under 9/10 of a second, but he is able to close that gap again. And Merc not overtaking Aussie once again, so he stays in behind, out of turn 18 and back into turn 1. Let's see if they'll just stay where they are. They all have DRS, including Hayes. There's a move being made there. Merc will go for it round the outside on Aussie, side by side into turns 1 and 2. An attack was formed, but the defence was marshalled, and Aussie stays in P4. Back into it with Fake Mano, and a move was made further down. I think it was between DD Friend. Actually, no, it was Destroyer Jack, sorry. Destroyer Jack has got a move on Sergeant Devsteen. He's up into P7 now. The Alpine looking like he has some good pace here. Don't forget he started in P16. Destroyer Jack is now P7. He's gained 9 places. And he's going to hope he can pull in the top 6. That's the question. Can he do it? He is on the soft tyres again, don't forget. As he did seem to go off track once more. So back to the leaders here. Hazer has got himself comfortably within 7/10 of a second. So you will get DRS once more as it looks like Devsey, yellow flags, and a safety car. Sergeant Devsey has no front wing. He has had a slip out of the hairpin. Didn't seem like anybody was close enough to him. So I do believe that is a driver error. I may be incorrect, but I'm only judging on the fact that there did not seem to be anybody close to him. So a driver error surely has to be what it was from Sergeant Devsey there. But again, I may be incorrect on that. He will be going into the pits to repair, but this gives a chance for those at the front now. Do they pit or do they stay out? It looks like they are. Ooh, that was close there. Link's P stays out. Mano was in, Hazer was in. Aussie also opts to stay out. Merc, Brewdog, Drac, they're all in. Boss Jan is in, DD Friends in, Rusted Bolt is in. Not sure on the strategy, you know. Geldy stays out. He's on hard tyres, don't forget. But Geldy stays out and he is ahead of all of those behind. Bake Mano, P4, Hazer, P5. Jar Jar Bing also stays out. So we've got 4 drivers who have opted to stay on their current set of tyres here. Link's Peace, Aussie, Geldy and Jar Jar Bing have all decided to stay out and not make a pit stop. Now let's see how that works for Lynx and Aussie, because whilst they do have 2 drivers behind who can try and keep the likes of Mano, Hazer, Merc and Brewdog and Jack as well, and Boss Chan, I mean there's a lot of contenders here. They're going to try and keep them at bay, but they will get a move on Geldy and Jar Jar Bing, and that's when Link's Peace and Aussie are going to be in a bit of trouble. So I'm not certain on the strategy for now, but don't forget they may be thinking long term, and if they're thinking long term, there could be more safety cars, and they could effectively try and make a one-stop work. Obviously everybody else would need to make a minimum of another stop. But it is a free pit stop, so it depends on the strategy side. If there are more safety cars, it could work in favour of those 4 drivers, particularly for Lynx and Aussie, who have looked pretty solid so far. Oh, Destroyer Jack has left. Well, I'll give him another invitation though. Destroyer Jack, there you go. But yeah, it makes it interesting though. 4 drivers staying out. Algary also opting to stay out. A little bit of a surprise, but then again he's been sliding since lap 1, so his tyres fell through the roof on lap 1, but he stays out on lap 9. I'm a little bit surprised about that, or lap 10 now. What happened there? Jar Jar Bing is ahead of Geldy. Sorry? Geldy go off track there? What happened? Why is Jar Jar Bing ahead of Geldy now? Geldy should definitely be ahead of Jar Jar Bing. I don't know if Jar Jar Bing is listening. The best... it depends, because if Geldy went off track, then he would have been allowed to make an overtake. However, I get the impression that may not be what happened, because Geldy definitely wants to get back ahead. I think if Jar Jar Bing is listening, the best thing to do would be to go off track and let Geldy ahead. There you go. Oh, brilliant. And get back on track to make sure you're ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Very well done there. Very well done, Jar Jar. I like that. I do like that. Yep, I will get you back in, mate. Good stuff there, Jar Jar Bing. Destroy Jack. Right. It's what we like to see. Good sportsmanship. Because I'm gonna take a guess that the game, like you were in AI, is what I'm gonna guess. But at the end of the day, you've not gained anything from it. Nobody's got any penalties from it or anything like that. I don't. You know, it's not an issue now. You've given a place back under safety car. That's fine. I think for me, there's nothing in that now, in my opinion. It would have been very unfair if you had held on to it, but you've obviously not. So good on you. I think Geldy would appreciate that as well, to be fair. Because I do imagine it was probably AI overtaking Geldy. But yeah, good stuff letting him back ahead. And Geldy will definitely respect that, I think. And then again, I don't know. I don't know exactly how he got ahead, but I imagine it was the AI doing it. AI likes to do that stuff sometimes. I think the safety car will be in this lap as well. I think, is Jack back in his car? He is. That's good then. So we've got everybody in. Right, Link's piece. Let's have a look. Get the telemetry up. I know exactly when I would go. I wouldn't have gone now though. Would have gone before. But anyways, Link's piece has gone. And Ozzy, as you would have anticipated, will follow him. But this gives Geldy the chance. Geldy's really close. He is really close to turn 1, and Jar Jar Bing has lost places. Fake Mano. Fake Mano is ahead of Hazer. Let's hope that Fake Mano did not get an illegal overtake. I don't think he did though. Got to be careful overtaking these guys. Geldy and Jar Jar Bing will be struggling, but then again, so will the rest of the field here. As Jar Jar Bing drops down again a couple of places. Really struggling on those tyres here, Jar Jar Bing. Let's go further up towards Geldy, who is all over Ozzy, to be fair to him, but he unfortunately has Fake Mano and Hazer and Merc and Brewdog all behind him, as Jar Jar Bing has made some form of error, it seems. And now he is at the back of the field. That's not a big surprise. I think he should probably have pitted, to be fair. Oh, what's going on down here? A little bit of juice and spice as Rusted Bowl goes round the outside on Volcor Warrior. But he's not holding it now, is he? Yes, he is down the inside. He looked at it, but he stays in behind there. A little bit of a battle going on further back. They have lost time, though, to the top 7. The top 7 are very close to each other. But do the likes of Lynx, Ozzy, and Geldy have what it takes to stay up there? As Hazer looks for the overtake here. He's going to go for the move, defending as Geldy. Fake Mano's going for it. Fake Mano has got it. Now Hazer will follow him in. Geldy has the inside line, but this will give these guys a chance. Merc may try and follow suit as well. Hazer looks for it on Fake Mano. They're all going for it. Merc through on Geldy. Hazer down the inside on Fake Mano. Side by side they go. Has Hazer got it, or has Fake Mano got a chance? Hazer's got it surely. Still side by side into the S-curves. But Hazer stays clear, and Hazer makes the move stick. And he's up onto the podium. He is the lead runner of all of those who have made a pit stop now. And Hazer will charge down and chase down Ozzy in P2. Big move though from Hazer there to get himself ahead of Fake Mano. Didn't use too much battery in doing so as well. That'll be more important for him. So they're all squabbling. Yellow flags further behind again for Geldy. Geldy has ghosted. The staying on those older tyres has clearly not worked here, I've got to say. For me, I would have said a pit stop was the best way to go. And also Mr. Poem will now make the move on Geldy. Geldy drops to P13. I think they should have all pitted though. I think the pit stops was required there for the likes of Jar Jar, for Algary, and for Geldy. And probably even a top 2, because through goes Hazer down at 130R. He does overtake Ozzy. So he makes it quite an easy one in the end. Hazer now will go for the overtake on Link's Piece into turns 1 and 2. But will Link's Piece have the capabilities to defend this? Hazer fast lap. Jack takes it at 32.8. He's in P6 as well. Hazer will go round the outside on Link's Piece. Link stays ahead. But Hazer tries a little switchback. Cannot quite make it, or can he? He will have the better grip, don't forget. Hazer, though, just stays behind there. And there are more yellow flags. Hazer still looking at it. It's yellows for Algary. Jar Jar Bing also quite far down as well. Hazer still all over him. Merc looking at a move. He made a move on Fake Mano as well, might I add. So Merc overtaking Mano. He now has Ozzy up ahead. Boschan taking Brewdog. And a bit of contact between Lynx and Hazer. Hazer running into Link's Piece there. Does he have any front wing damage for Hazer? That could prove crucial. He may be okay. I do imagine it would not surprise me if he's okay for damages. Destroyer Jack trying to make a move and making a move stick on Boschan into 6th place now, Jack. Can he get a move ahead of Fake Mano? I think actually it may have been Bosjan overtaking Brewdog rather. Brewdog has dropped to P8 and Algary is out. That's going to be another safety car. And it is. This is a big chance now for the likes of Lynx and Aussie to pit. Surely. Surely they get a box now. They can't stay out again, can they? They have to pit. What tyres they go on, we'll find out. But they've got a box. They can't stay out another lap. Or another safety car period. Don't forget, we're restricted to the number we get. I think it may be 5 actually, and not 4. But even then, yeah, into the pits goes Lynx. I do think most can stay out though. Aussie pits as well. Those two you would expect to box. I think everybody else most likely will stay out, except for those at the back. There you go. Geldy is in, and Jar Jar Bing will also pit as well. The inevitable safety car has now been caused. It is for a DNF of Algary. Soft tyres for Jar Jar Bing, mediums for Geldy, hards for Lynx and Aussie. That's an interesting strategy from all 4 drivers there. Going different, splitting the ways, but Lynx and Aussie opting for the same tyre. So it is now Hazer leading from Merck, from Mano. Destroyer Drac is up into 4th place, but he does have a time penalty, which is 3 seconds. Quite a fascinating race, I've got to say so far though, with Hazer leading it, but the likes of Lynx and Aussie have been right there as well, as have all of those in the top 3. Bosjan was there earlier, Bolt was there earlier, so, and Lynx Peace is, you know, he's picked himself up after what will be a disappointing qualifying from him. You know, he started down to P13, so the fact that he went from P13 to battling with the front runners, he's done well. And then also, of course, Destroyer Drac started P16. He's now running in P4. Respect Jar Jar. Yeah, I mean, to be fair to him, he's pushing on. He's now gone for soft tyre, so he's taking a risk here, you know. He is taking a risk. And I know why you're saying that, though, because what happened on the safety car? What did happen? Was he in AI under the safety car? Is that what I mean? Is that what he was in? I'm guessing. Because I know he overtook you and then he gave the place back when he went off track. Yeah, it was AI. Okay, thank you. Nothing wrong with the chat. I got rid to put to the back. Because I'm going to be honest though. I think I don't know. I think the strategy call was probably an iffy one, and the reason why I'm saying that is older tyres round here are always going to be a big struggle. And at that point, there would have been about 10 laps old compared to everyone else. Only 4 drivers stayed out, and it was so unfortunate because it was you and Jar Jar Bing who were basically up against the world at that point. Yeah, that's not too bad, 15% on hards. But again, with them all, they're all on like 2% or 3% on fresh tyres, like mediums or softs, most of them. Mediums, most of them. Obviously quite a few on hards as well, 4 of them. But yeah, I got handed when I was at the pack. Yeah, literally. They'll be on you. They'll be on you in a flick of a switch. They were right there. And not just if one went through, the next one's right behind. The next one's right behind them. The next one is right behind that driver. So, you know, they're all just there. They are hunting you down. And that's a big struggle when you're on the older tyres. If you get overtaken by 1 or 2, you're getting overtaken by probably a few more. So yeah, but obviously, if there are lots of safety cars, which there could still be, Japan isn't exactly known to not have safety cars, especially in the game. But yeah, I think if there are more safety cars, you may think to restrict your pit stops. So, but everybody has now made 1 pit stop anyway, and you do have fresher tyres. To be fair to you, the unfortunate thing is, you're down the order: P12, P13, P14, and P15. But your tyres are about 5 or 6 laps fresher than those ahead. But again, those ahead have also had 2 laps of not battling under safety car. Or well, 3 laps really, but yeah. Right, safety car is in this lap. That means get the telemetry on. And have a watch of Hazer. Will he go early? He's got quite a lot on the throttle, I've got to say. Right, he will go very, very soon. How long, though? Keep watch of that throttle. He's still not going. He's going now. He's pushed right at the end there. A little bit of a surprise. Breaking the toe here. Not too many behind following it, to be fair. Only 2 of them as Merck is closing that gap towards Hazer. Hazer just about stays ahead. Moves are being made further back. You've got Folkor Warrior, you've got Aussie, Link's Piece, you've got Devsy now, the one who is struggling, who has got Geldy. Oh, Geldy, I think he was pushed off there. I think he may have been pushed off there from Sergeant Devsy. I think Geldy, unfortunately, losing out to Jar Jar Bing as a result. Let's go towards WBA Brewdog, who makes a move because Bosjan is dropping down. And Bosjan has... where is he? Yeah, but he has dropped far down the order now. A move still being made here between Brewdog. You got Poem, you got TD Friend. Poem goes through, as does Brewdog. And also further back, you got a side-by-side squabble. Link's Piece and Aussie. Link's trying to make a move now on Folkor Warrior. He gets the traction he needs. Can Folkor hold it together here? Go on board with Aussie. Actually, no, this will be the better view. And let's see if he can go down the inside. But Folkor Warrior holds it delightfully here and keeps Link's Piece behind. But for how much longer? Link's will get greater traction again out of turns 13 and 14. And now running down into 130R. Will Link's Piece have the chance that he needs to make the overtake on the Ferrari? Or will the Ferrari stay ahead? It will be the latter. Folkor Warrior stays and remains P9. What about the traction, however, out of turns 16, 17 and 18, out of the Picasso triangle? It will be the chance for Link's Piece down the inside, and he will make the overtake relatively simple. But here also comes Aussie, and Aussie also makes a move up into the top 10. Go both for Link's Piece and Aussie. Next up will be DD Friend. Further down, Jar Jar Bing on the fresh softs goes wide, however. And that means Geldy goes straight through on Jar Jar Bing. Don't worry, you're not under the safety car anymore. You don't have to let him back past. I'm joking. Obviously, that was driver error. Let's go back towards Aussie then. Trying to keep the pace on Link's Piece. We've not seen much at the front since the safety car restart, where Hazer does have a gap of 9/10 of a second over Merck. Make it 1 second. Merck struggling to stay in DRS range here. I imagine he's going to try and use that battery to get himself back within range, otherwise he could be in a bit of trouble. The gaps are opening up low with Hazer to Merck, and then also Mano to Drac is over a second as well. Surely Merck is using that battery. Quite a lot of it, you imagine, just to stay within a second here of Hazer, and he just about will. So he stays within 1 second. Let's go back towards Link's Piece, purple, sector 2 for the Haas. And a 30-second time penalty for fake Mano. He joins Destroyer Jack with that 30-second penalty. DRS now enabled. You won't get it activated though until the next lap effectively. And Link's Piece does set a fast lap. And here he comes on DD Friend down the inside of turns 1 and 2. They're still close, and through goes Link's Piece. DD Friend looking at a switchback. 10-second penalty for corner cutting for Bosjan. And now he's got a 5-second speeding penalty. I think he's going to retire. And there you go. Bosjan has now retired from the race, unfortunately. So no points for him. But Link's Piece is looking good now. He is up into P8. He is right on the rear now of Mr. Poem. And that is a battle for 7th place. It is a DRS train at the moment, though. So that could give the likes of Poem and Brewdog a chance to fight back against the hard tyre runner of Link's Piece here. But can any of these drivers do something? Can they force a driver into an error? Or can they make an illustrious overtake themselves here? Link's Piece still looking to close that gap towards Mr. Poem. Currently in P8. What has he got to go for the overtake? As I did see a Red Bull there as well. DD Friend losing touch now, which will give Aussie the best chance. I actually think we may think to go to Aussie. Depends on the gap between Lynx and Poem here. Aussie, well actually DD Friend will get DRS now. So Aussie will not get through DD Friend too easily if he does go through at all. But one man who will go for the overtake will be Link's Piece. And he goes side by side. And he makes the switch. And he makes the move on Poem. And before turns 1 and 2 even arrive, Link's Piece is up into P7. Next up will be WBA Brewdog in the Mercedes. But Link's Piece is flying on those fresh, hard tyres here. And we drop towards Aussie, who is all over the rear of DD Friend. And this is a battle for P9. Aussie's had a pretty steady race, I've got to say here, at Japan. Quite an impressive one. Definitely able to compete with drivers. It's been a competitive race as well. Not been major gaps through the field or anything. As Aussie does look for the move round the outside on DD Friend. DD Friend holds the inside line down at the hairpin. And he stays ahead of Aussie. But Aussie's going to have to look at the move again here. He's got the inside line here, Aussie. DD Friend has the outside line. He will look to overtake Aussie. Goes down the inside. Off goes DD Friend. A little bit of a forceful move. But he was pretty much alongside there, Aussie. So Aussie is up into P9. But DD Friend will now get DRS on him. Just going towards the leaders now because Merc is right there on Hazer. He will go for the move on Hazer though. We're using a little bit of battery to make the move stick. And up into P1 goes Merc then. Hazer will steady in behind Destroyer Jack ahead of Fake Mano. And up into third place as well. And further adrift, DD Friend overtakes EFE Aussie. And back up into 9th place. Not what Aussie needed to be overtaken by DD Friend there. And Jar Jar Bing also makes a move on Geldy, these two having a little bit of a squabble over P12 and P13 at this moment, with Devsy back in P14. Let's go towards the race leaders once more with Merc Hazer, and his train goes all the way down to Mr. Poem in 8th position at the moment. Can the likes of DD Friend and Aussie pull themselves within DRS range and make it an effective 10-way battle for the lead? So it's either going to be an overtake from Hazer or it's going to be an overtake from Aussie. You could say Aussie may be the favourite to go for an overtake earlier than Hazer, but Hazer will be leading into turn 1 well before Aussie gets a chance to do so. And Aussie surely not going to make the same mistake by overtaking DD Friend before DRS arrives here. And actually, oh! Potentially, that's a surprise there. Destroyer Jack has overtaken Hazer. That move almost came out of nowhere. Jack up into 2nd place now. Hazer, big error. Was that a big error? Or maybe not. Maybe no mistake from Hazer. Maybe it was Jack just trying to push for the overtake. Rusted Bolt also had a look on Fake Mano. Not able to make a move though. And Aussie was closing the gap on DD Friend, but not closing it enough and stays behind. You see them just in the background there as well. It's looking good. The top 6 now are clear because Brewdog and Mr. Poem are 1.5 seconds adrift off the pack now. So they've got to gain some time. So do DD Friend and Aussie. They've got to try and catch up towards Brewdog and Poem if they can. Aussie will surely be the one who has the best chance to do so. But Link's Piece on those fresher tyres is the one to watch really at this moment. That top 5, they almost need to work together to try and keep Link's behind. Try and block off any avenues that the Haas looks at. Or Link's Piece will likely gain some places out of this. It just depends, can he get the traction on these cars as well? That's what he's going to be aiming for. That's Hazer trying to pull in Destroyer Jack, who's trying to pull in Merc as well. And you imagine there will be 1 or 2 overtakes on the straight as well as turns 1 and 2. I think Jack will be the first of those to go for it here on Merck. Surely he's close enough. He is definitely close enough. So he will be going for the overtake. And he will go for the outside line into turns 1 and 2. And Jack is up. And now making a move further back. Here's Rusted Bolt on Fake Mano. Has he got the outside line? Yes, he does. Rusted Bolt still trying to hold it. Side by side between the pairing here. Between Bolt and Mano. That's given us a poor view. But Fake Mano stays ahead and remains in P4. Lynx Peace will be watching. And he will be envious over this one here. Can he make an overtake on Bolt? He's definitely got the traction here, Lynx Peace. But sadly for him, that will run out heading into turns 8 and now turn 9. Just not in a position to go for the overtake. They are still bridging the gap towards Brewdog, but Brewdog is trying to close it in with Mr. Poem, DD Friend and Aussie all there as well. They're not too far away here from making it a 10-way fight here over P1. They are closing the gap to DRS here. Brewdog and Mr. Poem. Mr. Poem, though, just outside of 1 second on Brewdog. I think Aussie's the one who can pull them in, though. If Aussie can make a move on DD Friend and Poem, maybe he can work together with Brewdog to pull in this top 6. I think that's what Aussie needs to do. They need to use Aussie's fresher tyres to their advantage here. Speaking of which, Rusted Bolt is looking at a move and actually goes off track. Rusted Bolt, not the first time this evening where we've seen the Lithuanian head off. I'm not sure what track he was trying to visit, but it definitely wasn't Japan. And here comes Lynx Peace, and through goes Lynx Peace. Does not have to think twice about that one. And Lynx Peace is up into P5. Merck also takes Jack for the race lead. And DD Friend is ahead of Poem. And side by side come through. Ooh. Okay, whatever that was between Aussie and Mr. Poem. That looks scary. But Aussie is up into P9 anyways. Let's go towards the front again with Merck, Jack, Hazer, Mano, Lynx and Bolt all there. Brewdog trying to stay within a second. In fact, he has got himself within the 1 second window. So DRS will be activated for WBE Brewdog if he can stay there. Definitely been a keen eye on this race though. Some good battling going around here as another penalty there. Not ideal going around these time penalties. So 3 seconds for Jack, Mano and DD Friend. 5 seconds for Folklore Warrior. 6 seconds for Jar Jar Bing. That's the penalty situation right now. We'll drop back towards Aussie. Charging and making a move because DD Friend runs off. And there you go, Aussie does get the overtake. But the problem will be DD Friend will get DRS. So will Mr. Poem unless Aussie, I think he's being smart here. He's effectively letting DD Friend through. Which he might as well. DD Friend wants to go for it. But Mr. Poem is going to be watching this one as well. Oh, this is incredibly close between the trio. You cannot get much closer. But this will give Aussie the chance. Poem will be there as well. So Aussie will get the overtake. Poem sailing through as well. Will Poem get the pair of them? I don't think he will, but it is going to be overtakes for Aussie and Poem. This could be what this battle needed, because Aussie is the one who could pull in the top 7, given his fresher tyres here. They are 5 laps fresher than those in the top 7, bar Lynx Peace. Lynx Peace, though, is looking handy in P4, and he's all over Hazer now. In fact, oh, got a little bit off track there. A little bit onto the grass went Lynx Peace, but it doesn't impact his car too greatly. Oh, Hazer's gone off. Through goes Lynx Peace. And here comes Mano. Fake Mano is through on Hazer. Hazer's lost 2 into 1. But he goes wide himself. Hazer goes through. Unbelievable. What have they done? Hazer lost 2. Mano now loses 1 to Hazer. Hazer's back up into 4th. Lynx is onto the podium. Can Mano hold on to P5 though? After that mistake that he just made. Mistakes are definitely being formed here from the likes of Hazer and Mano, and Bolt as well has gone off a few times. But Lynx Peace here, he is looking good. And also further down the field, Brewdog is all there over Rusted Bolt. They're trying to have a look round the outside on Bolt. The Lithuanian just stays ahead in P6. Brewdog will be watching this one with a keen eye. The exit out of turn 18, but Brewdog is not close enough. Are any of them close enough Doesn't look like it. Well, it definitely looks like it if you're Link's Peace, because he is going to move. Oh, that was incredibly touchy between Link's Peace and Destroyer Jack. Oh, Merc has gone off. Another big error from the Williams. Not Bolt, but Merc this time. And both Jack and Lynx are into the top two. It's Merc with the mistake this time. I mean, mistakes are flying round here at Japan. It's not just one or two of them, it's all of them making the odd error. But now, Destroyer Jack and Link's Peace are fighting for the lead. What a strategy it has been from Link's Peace. Going for those hard tyres after the second safety car. The others all pitted under the first safety car, and it's now looking like it is working in favour of Link's Peace here. We are getting close to halfway through this Grand Prix as well. Next lap comes around, it will be more than halfway into the race. That is when mediums and hards can be fought to go to the end, as Jar Jar Bing receives another penalty. 3 seconds, so I think that is 9 seconds in total for the Red Bull of Jar Jar Bing here. And now Link's Peace, maybe for the first time since he was able to make his pit stop, will surely take the lead of the race on the main straight into turns 1 and 2. I don't imagine there will be a fight here from Drac. The issue is, they've been battling so much, the likes of Jack, Merc, Hazer and Mano. It's just let Lynx right in, and that's why Lynx is making the move here. And also Merc is not trying to let... Oh, he's staying behind though. He was going to try and make the move on Drac, but he decided better off it and stays in behind. Got fake Mano here on the rear of Rusted Bolt, and this is a battle over 5th place. Bolt losing time here, almost a second behind the top 4. And Link's Peace is absolutely rapid at the moment. 0.8 of a second clear of Destroyer Drac. Looking good in that Haas car here. Still very close. All of those in the top 7 are within a second of each other. Aussie is closing the gap as well. 1.3 seconds is the gap between himself and Brewdog ahead. And Aussie may actually get DRS once it comes round, because he is almost within a second. He's not quite there yet, but he is pulling in WBA Brewdog for 7th place. So Aussie will be there. He might get a DRS this lap as well, Aussie. So he'll be one to make it an 8-way battle, because DD Friend and Poem couldn't keep pace with Aussie, sadly for them. But Aussie's not there. He's not going to get DRS here. I think Brewdog maybe just pushing hard and shoving at Aussie. He's quite far back actually. He's lost a good half, well, what, 6 or 7 tenths of a second through at 130R alone. That was a struggle from Aussie. Not sure why he's lost so much time, but he has lost so much time as Destroyer Drac now has gone for the overtake on Link's Peace, not letting a Link's Peace go too far ahead, and Drac is back up into P1. They're all squabbling amongst themselves though in that top 7. Can Aussie close that gap? Still 1.5 behind on the 5-lap fresher tyre. Same with Link's Peace, same with Geldy, and same for Jar Jar Bing. Volcar Warrior did pit. He's onto a set of the hard tyres. 2 laps old for the Ferrari at the moment. Back into it with Merc here. And now Destroyer Drac is beginning to open up a little gap. 7 tenths, but it has been reduced by a tenth or so. So gaps are still there between these drivers, but not big gaps. They are very much marginal. And Merc is applying the pressure. Oh, Volcar Warrior is out, and that's another safety car. It's another driver error, which has caused the safety car. And now this will give these guys a chance to pit again. Surely now they've all got a box. They cannot all stay out here. If you've got fresh mediums available, I think fresh mediums are the way to go forward here. Oh yeah, indeed. They are all looking like they are pitting here then. Will any of them opt for track position? It doesn't really look like it, does it? Oh, oh, oh. Whoa. Reminds me of my pit stop with Doug on Tuesday night. To be fair, that one. Hope he hasn't got. Oh, he's got wing damage. Oh no. Has he lost a place? Because that was with what, DD Friend, so he's lost 2 places, right? I think he's lost 2 places out of all of that, sadly. They're all on fresh tyres. Nah, he's done it again. Jar Jar Big, why are you doing it again, man? You stayed out on 14 lap old soft tyres. No, you're not. You're not. You're not staying out on 14 lap old soft tyres, are you? Why would you stay out on 14 lap old soft tyres? Softs! Nah. No way is he doing that strategy. That's mad. That is absolutely mad. If they were 2 laps old, I could absolutely understand it. But 14 laps old on those tyres. Wow. But never thought he'd be doing that strategy, that's for sure. That's the most interesting strategy. I mean, I thought the ones at the start were a bit questionable when they didn't pit under the first safety car, but that strategy, wow. That is a crazy one. That is a big strategy. I mean, would it pay off for him? I'm going to be honest, probably not. Got held up by teammate in pits, lost 3 places. Oh, yeah, down to P10. Yeah, because your teammate's fake Mano. Damn, yeah. Sadly, you would have lost places no matter what, really. Because even if you had waited a lap, you would now be at the back of the field. So, yeah, definitely unfortunate for that one. But still very interested in that strategy from... Oh, there you go. It's now into the pits. Don't get 5 seconds. Oh, he's got 5 seconds. Oh, no. Well, 5-second penalty. I mean, he can serve that, but I think the safety car will likely be in next lap. So, he's probably going to have to hope there's another penalty later in the race. Yeah, you got time to make it up, for sure. I mean, you're P9 now, so at least you're up again, but... Yeah, Sergeant Devsey's gone from 14 lap old softs to fresh hards. Well, at least they are fresh. Guessing mediums would be preferable compared to hards right now. I mean, trying to remind myself of the 50% race I did here in Tier 2. Yeah, you could definitely do a comfortable distance on the mediums. I know tyre wear was not great round here, in all fairness. It wasn't awful, but you can know when the tyres are going to start feeling slippy. Because it's not a type of track which you feel too stable at. There are times where you may feel like you can have a mistake, so you try and avoid that. You limit those chances. And that's certainly what I had to do in Tier 2. I did win that race as well, but I did have to... It was more about limiting any sort of mistakes and stuff, really. If anybody is interested in the football scores of tonight, quite a few matches were being played across different leagues. In the Women's Super League, it finished Chelsea 3, Arsenal 1. Don't worry, you would never hear that in the Premier League anytime soon. Chelsea ladies, they are top of the WSL as well. 3 points above Manchester City and 6 points above Arsenal. Bundesliga, Cologne 1, Leipzig 5, an absolute thrashing there. La Liga at the moment is Sociedad 1, Cadiz 0. And there are a few other scorelines going around. Lyon are surprisingly losing to Toulouse 2-1. Alexander Lacazette did score for Lyon in that one, but they're still behind. Anyways, let's see here. It's Destroyer Jack. Will get us back underway. and Link's piece is quite a gap behind, half a second, but they are putting clear again here. A gap as well being formed back to Fake Mano's lost ground on that top 4. But they all look like they've got away quite smoothly. No overtakes are being made right now, so I mean, Devsey, he's more than a second behind. Jar Jar Bing is a second behind, but let's go back to the front then. Where Destroyer Jack is putting a gap on Link's piece. That means Merc is going to really push now. Merc knows he cannot let Jack pull clear. Jack has a 3-second penalty. That may be why Jack is trying to put ahead. Let's see what Merc can do. There's a couple of overtakes being made further back here. Aussie has got through on DD Friend. Poem ahead of Geldy as well. They're still side by side, but Poem does get the move on DD Friend. And up into P9 goes Poem. Rusted Bolt also all over the rear of Brewdog Bolt on the soft tyres here. It will likely be a soft to soft strategy for Rusted Bolt. How will that work for him? If there's no more safety cars, everybody else goes to the end. Bolt will be the only one needed to pit again. And there you go, he just get the move on Brewdog. So up into P6 goes Bolt then. Got to try and get some moves here as Hazer makes the move on Merc. Merc was closing in on Lynx, but now it's been overtaken by the AlphaTauri. Hazer up into 3rd place now, as Link's piece is caught back up to Jack. So Jack was clearly pushing hard on the first lap of the safety car restart, but sadly lost some ground. Just keeping watch of these guys at the front of the field. Let's drop down again, see what the likes of Poem is doing. And also here, DD Friend trying to squabble with Geldy. A little bit off track, well off track. Couldn't get much more off track. And DD Friend will lose 2 places as a result to Geldy and Sergeant Devsey. So down to P12 goes DD Friend. Oh, and Bolt! There you go, he's been off track quite a few times this race we've seen, and he gets a 3-second time penalty now. That could prove crucial come the end of the race for himself, and also Mano and Destroyer Jack, all with penalties. Oh, and a bit of a lunge down the inside, Fake Mano on Merc. Got to say, I was not anticipating a move being made there. But now Fake Mano will go for it. I was surprised he went for that, if I'm being honest. But it's now a 3-way battle. Merc will sadly lose out on not just 1, but 2. But Bolt is the one. It makes a double overtake. Bolt getting through on both Merc and Mano and up into 4th place. Big move, and now he's got Hazer up ahead. Hazer's gone off track. It's a big error from Hazer. Hazer is out of the running from that top 2 now. It is Drac and Link's piece who are clear. Can Hazer pull in that gap again though? That was a big error from him. A big mistake. We know he's got the pace to do it, so let's not suggest that he's nowhere near good enough. But at the moment, his pace is looking a bit iffy. I mean, he may be better off letting Bolt through, if I'm being honest with you. Bolt is on the soft tyres, don't forget. And Bolt is trying to make the overtake. He's not waiting around, Bolt. And he does make the move before we even enter turn 13. So round at the spoon. And there you go. Bolt is now up to 3rd place. He will be trying to help his group along. Can he help them catch up towards Destroyer Jack and Link's piece? These two need to work together, but so do the group behind if they want to catch up. But it's looking like an intriguing battle now between those at the front. And there you go. That's not working together because Drac was looking for it on Lynx. Now, that has allowed Bolt back in. Bolt is in. And Bolt surely does get DRS as well, Rusted Bolt. Has he got DRS? He is not. No DRS though for Bolt because it has there. It's been activated for sure. But there you go. Bolt though is back in DRS range now of the top 2. So Sadly, the battling there between Lynx and Destroyer Jack was not favourable towards him. He should have waited around. Unless it was a strategy that Destroyer Jack wanted to bring others into play. I'm not too sure. So Fake Mano running in P5 again. He does have a time penalty. I think is it 3 seconds as well? Yep. All of those in the top 12 who have a penalty have a 3-second penalty. Jar Jar Bing, he has a little bit more. He's got 14 seconds worth of penalties. Let's go back towards Rusted Bolt then. He was overtaken, or rather, he overtook Hazer and is now trying to make a move on Destroyer Jack here. Because Jack will really close in on Link's piece. He knows he cannot let Rusted Bolt through on those softs. But you can see just how much Jack has managed to gain on Link's piece here. Heading through the Casio Triangle then, and exiting out of the Casio Triangle. Destroyer Jack is half a second behind, but Bolt is putting them in nicely at 0.3 of a second. But sadly for Rusted Bolt, he's too far behind, but Jack is not too far back, as he almost looks for a move on Link's piece. Speaking of which, Brewdog as well is closing in on Poem, but not able to make a move on Poem. As is Geldy, who is closing in on Aussie. Diddy Friend, however, does complete the move, and into turn 1 and 2, he overtakes Sergeant Devsey, and up into P11 goes the Red Bull. Get back towards the pictures with Rusted Bolt then. Nice little bird's eye view here from Rusted Bolt. Can he make this move on Destroyer Jack? However, he's got to apply that pressure, which could see Jack lose DRS though on Link's piece. That could be what he wants here, if he wants to get himself up into second position. Looking pretty good though for all of those in the top 6 right now. Link's, Jack, Bolt, Hazer, Mano and Merc. But then again, not looking so good for Jack, Bolt and Mano. Especially Bolt. He still needs to pit again. Unless he wants to take those softs the distance. But that will be a struggle. But if there's another safety car, that soft tyre strategy could have been a wise one for Rusted Bolt. As Fake Mano receives a 30-second penalty and loses out to Merc as a result. He's going to push for the overtake again though. And they got a change of position for 5th and a change of position for the lead. The Destroyer Jack taking Link's piece and is back up into P1 now. Hazer must have made a mistake around turns 1 and 2, because he's only half a second ahead of Fake Mano, despite Fake Mano's big mistake. So Hazer is losing some time here. He's not exactly looking quicker as the race goes on. I've got to say, if anything, it could be the other way round. He's not looking as good as what I thought he would have done here tonight, Hazer. Maybe he needs to study a little bit more with his college work, I suppose. Then again, after this race, he might not be studying at all. He might be practicing at Japan. I don't know. But, I mean, he would have 53 laps of practice plus qualifying. But it's not working too well for him. But he's caught back up, thankfully for himself. Let's go back towards Link's piece. Right there as well. 0.2 of a second to the rear of Destroyer Jack. And is he going to go for the overtake before we enter 130R? I think he'll go for it before we enter 130R. Or not, he actually goes for it after. He might go for it. Don't forget, you will get DRS if he goes for it now, but he doesn't. Jack holds the defensive line nicely. And that's why Link's piece stays behind. Because if he had gone for the overtake there, Link's piece, he could have got DRS as well. So that could have been pivotal for him. Oh, Link's piece, that was a ferocious move. He does, however, just about edge ahead, but Jack's still there on the inside. That was close. The turn-in was a bit close, but Link stays ahead. Only just here with Destroyer Jack and Rusted Bolt waiting in the wings. Hazer is there, Mano was there, and Merc as well. But those are the drivers. So top 6 all in the battle for the victory here. We are 16 laps away, and there are yellow flags. Don't tell me. Oh, it's Aussie, the debutant, down a P13. Was there any contact? I know he was having some battles in the field. But did he have any contact? It wasn't to the S's, so I'd almost be surprised if there was contact through the S's. I'll be honest. Not a place you'd naturally expect there to be contact, in all honesty. So hopefully it was a driver error. But again, it's very easy to make a driver error here at Japan, I've got to say. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was a driver error, but hopefully, actually I kind of hope it was in a way. You obviously don't want to see incidents, so fingers crossed it was more of a driver error. As you can see there, Destroyer Jack still keeping Bolt on his Bolt though, brilliantly up into P2 on no soft tyres, so he can try and make a move on Link's piece here. He has to hope those tyres can last the distance, or he'll need to pit relatively soon. If he pits relatively soon, it will be interesting Bolt strategy. But if he does pit, he's got to pit within the next couple of laps, you imagine, if he wants to catch up. So what, he's done 9 laps, he's got 15 to go, you're talking about 24 laps. If he pits within lap 40, if he boxes lap 40, he'll do half of it on softs and another half on the other softs. That could be the way to go here for Rusty Bolt, since that safety car restart. Lap 40, lap 41 is probably Bolt's opportunity to pit, if he pits, that is. If he does not pit, then he is obviously going to go to the end. But those soft tyres won't feel too good. That's why he probably will feel he needs to take the lead or go for a different strategy. Different strategy will be interesting though. If he did go for another set of softs in a couple of laps time, he will clearly be the quickest driver on the track. But he would not want a safety car late on if he did go for another set of softs, that's for sure. A late safety car would not be favourable towards Bolt if and only if he pits again. But if there's no safety cars and he can pit again, oh, he's thinking about it. He was thinking about it there. He was thinking about the overtake, but now let's see what he does. As he definitely will think about the overtake here, and I think he'll go for the overtake. Before you head to turn 1 and 2, Rusted Bolt will be the new race leader for the first time this evening. Yes, he is. As Link's piece going to hold it, and down he is, goes to Destroyer Jack. Him and Link's go battle. Link stays ahead just about. Close battling between the duo through what turns 1 and 2 into turn 3, and Link's piece stays ahead. Down through the S curves once more, and I will exit out of turn 7, round a bend again, and into turns 8 and 9. A double right-hander. Now we're with Fake Mano all over the rear of Hazer. They're all doing well to keep up below the top 6. Keeping pace now, but Bolt on those soft tyres will be the one leading the train. But will he pit again? Hazer washed. Again, you love a good Hazer wash, don't you? As long as he's not washed on Monday night, I'm okay. Just, I need him to be good on Monday night for Tier 1 in the AlphaTauri. But there you go. Doing okay at the moment though. He's not done badly. He's made one or two mistakes. Oh, yellow flags for Sergeant Devsey. Still got a wing though, so it won't be a safety car. Unless he takes too long to get on track, but he is back on track now ahead of Ozzy. And Ozzy will get DRS off Sergeant Devsey. But Rusted Bolt still has the lead. It is about 0.4 of a second by the end of the straight on Link's piece. And Ozzy does indeed get through on Devsey. Speaking of which, Brewdog makes a move on Mr. Poem and is up into 7th place as well, back up towards Drac. Some good solid racing though tonight here at Suzuka. We got the best part of just under 14 laps remaining here, and it is looking like a healthy battle at the front, but Bolt surely needs to pit again. Fake Mano with another 30 seconds, and that is going to be 9 seconds in total, sorry. 9 seconds in total for Fake Mano. He will drop well behind Merc, well behind Brewdog and Mr. Poem as well. At the moment, Fake Mano would drop to P8, behind Merc, Brewdog and Mr. Poem. Just all about trying to avoid those mistakes, keeping a battery in check as well. Will there be another safety car? Bolt would love another safety car right now. He would then go on to softs, but does he have another set of softs available to him? Surely he does. Surely he does. He stays out again, so Russell Bolt, the longer this race goes on, the more I'm thinking that he's not thinking to pit again. It would be interesting though if he went for a fresh set of softs at this stage. If he boxed this lap for fresh softs, Bolt would be one to watch, and he would get himself through the field. How quickly would he take him to get through the field would be the question. I kind of like it if he did box, because I'd love to see the approach to how he does it. He would obviously push hard, whilst all of these on mediums and hards won't have the best tyres come the end of the race. Bolt's tyres would be good if he did box again, but obviously you'd lose a lot of track position, you'd lose a lot of time as well. So it's all about, what does Bolt feel is right? Does he think he can get himself to the end on no softs from this stage? That is the question for him to ask himself. If he does feel good, which at the moment, to be fair, he is keeping a good gap on those behind, but they will die out by the end. It's just dropping towards Merc now. 4 tenths behind Fake Mano, with Mr. Poem just under 3 seconds behind further back. Unsure if Poem can catch up. And let's just check here if Bolt thinks to pit now. I believe in him. Come on, Hazer. Ooh. Russell Bolt, he stays out once again. I will let you know as well, Russell Bolt is the teammate of Hazer in Tier 1 in the AlphaTauri. That is equal cards as well, not realistic. But Bolt and Hazer are teammates in Tier 1. But Link's P still there, Drax still in there, Mano and Merc as well. So what are they all going to do in this race? Let's go back towards Merc, who is the closest challenger at the moment. And into the pits goes Geldy, and into the pits goes Aussie. Surely fresh set of soft on for both. Geldy goes for soft, and I think Aussie will do the same thing. If you want to get that fast as that point, you need to be in the top 10 by the end of the race, which, to be fair to them, is a good chance they can do that. Particularly Geldy. If he can push towards Devsy and Jar Jar Bingy, he would get an extra point. Then again, it won't matter too much. He is, of course, only a reserve. But for Aussie, could be a half-decent debut in the end if he can push for a fast lap point here. Let's go towards Link's piece, because Bolt is starting to lose out there. I think those tyres are beginning to hit a wall, and that is why Link's piece is surely going to make the overtake. Will he make an overtake into 130R? No. And will he go down the inside into turn 16? He has a look, but he doesn't go for the overtake. This is going to be important now. Bolt, does he stay out? Yes, he does. But I think he'll lose out here to Link's piece. I don't imagine he'll have anything to defend with. And there you go. Link's piece down the inside, and he is up into the race lead. Hazer also had a look on Destroyer Jack. Don't forget, Bolt and Jack both have penalties. At the moment, they are almost teammates for our Link's piece, really. Taking into account Link's piece does not have penalties, neither does Hazer, neither does Merc. Those 3 drivers looking handy, but Hazer needs to make moves. Merc also needs to make moves, because Link's piece leads this race. Oh, sure, I know full well that Hazer will be aware of that. He knows he has to go for the overtakes here. Does he have the battery? Does he have the speed in that car to go for it, however? Well, he may feel confident against Russell Bolt. Russell Bolt, of course, on the soft tyres. He will be struggling in the latter stages of this race. 10 laps to go, well, just over that, in fact, as we're heading round at the spoon curve through turns 13 and 14 once more. Still close proximity between those top 4. The top 6, well, Fake Mano and Merc are both dropping off a little bit, but the top 4 are ever so close here. Bolt all over the rear of Link's piece. He's still making those soft tyres work. Has he got the pace though to go until the end here? There's no signs of him thinking about a pit stop. He's going to the end no matter what. How wise the strategy as he re-overtakes Link's piece and is back up into P1. Lynx drops him behind as Merc overtakes Fake Mano on those hard tyres and up to 5th place now. So Merc on the hard tyres. Can that come into play? The hard tyres are better of the final laps. Merc could be a contender for the win. It's getting interesting now. 3 drivers are up for the win here in the form of Link's Piece, Hazer and Merc. Which one will come out on top? Geldy, fast lap of 130.177 is the time to beat. I wonder if Aussie has a chance to beat that. Yes, he does. 129.548. And Aussie now has the fastest lap, but he still needs to finish in the top 10 if he wants to receive that bonus point. Brewdog did also pit. He's on fresh softs, but he is behind Jar Jar Binks. We have a look at the gap to the leader then. So Brewdog is 29.5 seconds behind the leaders here with 10 laps to go. Don't think he's going to catch up in time, sadly. Yeah, just not going to be in a position to do so, but he might be able to get through on Jar Jar Bing. But after lap, can he catch GD Friend? Well, GD Friend does have a penalty. And also further down the field, there's Geldy and Sergeant Devsey going at it. Geldy did go off track a little bit there, but Geldy does make the move stick, and Devsey now goes off track. And it's a change for the lead now. Link's Piece does take Russell Bolt into turns 1 and 2. So the Haas leading the way once again. Again, effectively, he has teammates he's battling with in the form of Bolt and Drac because he needs them to stay ahead of Hazer. Is Hazer going to go for the move on those 2 drivers? Or is he? I mean, Hazer doesn't exactly have to win. He is well clear in the championship. So he's not in a position where he has to go for risky overtakes. P4 would be a solid points haul for him. He would be ahead of his championship rival Merc, just behind his championship rival Bolt, but Bolt has a penalty. So his 2 main championship rivals are both going to finish behind Hazer as things stand. Could be a good healthy win for Link's Piece this one though. That will bring him closer towards Rusted Bolt and Merc in the championship. And if you're wondering, yeah, that is the top 4. So it is Hazer leading the way, then it is Merc, then it is Rusted Bolt, then it is Link's Piece. There is a big gap between P1 and Lat Trio in behind. And another move here between Hazer and Merc. Merc now attacking the AlphaTauri. Just not able to make the overtake. Hazer stays ahead as Rusted Bolt now again will re-overtake Link's Piece and revert back up to P1. Merc making inroads on Hazer but still sticking behind, and into the pits goes Mr. Poem. He will go for a set of softs to the end. Will obviously lose a lot of time, but how long will he be stationary for? Not too long, and he will probably come out behind Brewdog and Jar Jar Bing, you would envision. Oh, actually it's Geldy and Jar Jar Bing. This is going to be close. Geldy, Poem, and then Jar Jar Bing. Jar Jar just dropping behind, but Poem now fresh tyres compared to Geldy's 4-lap old tyres. Brewdog has a good gap though, 5 seconds between Brewdog and Geldy. Brewdog's tyres are only 2 laps old. He's okay. He's okay, you know. The Hazer Cook. First 46 laps were warm-up laps. Pretty much, that's probably what he'll tell us. He was just warming up. But he does need to make moves though, Hazer, you've got to say. Because of the penalty situation in regards to Rusted Bolt and Destroyer Drac ahead of him, and also Fake Mano behind. Fake Mano, though, may not have DRS here for the first time. One of those in the top 6 doesn't have DRS, and it is Fake Mano. So Fake Mano is possibly out of the running. Does he get DRS here, though? I know he doesn't, but Hazer, though, has lost out to Merc. And that is a big overtake. Merck is up at a 4th place now. And he will try and close in on the top 3. Merck is looking healthy. Next up, Destroyer Drac. Then it is Link's Peace. Lynx could not make the overtake on Bolt. Link's Peace now may be aware that he is being challenged by Merck and Hazer. And not just Hazer. Mr. Perm making a move now on Geldy relatively swiftly. And up into 9th place. Next up will be WBA Brewdog. Big gap towards DD Friend. And a big gap as well to Fake Mano. That top 6 do look clear. But Mano's 9-second penalty gives the likes of Geldy and Mr. Perm in particular a good chance. Brewdog as well. I think actually Brewdog and Perm will be the two looking at that gap. 9-second penalty for Fake Mano and saying they can get up to P6 here. But with little laps remaining, can they recover a good 10 or 11 seconds on him? Possibly not. Right, Link's Peace again, heading round 130R, just heading through into the Casio triangle. He'll have a look on the outside line, but not in a good position to do so, as Rusted Bolt defends it well. But now out of the triangle, and onto the main straight again. Merck does not have DRS, I don't believe. So now he may be under pressure from Hazer. But now Link's Peace will go down the inside of Rusted Bolt and will take the race lead. Up into P1 he goes. Merck stays ahead of Hazer and remains in P4. Link's Peace still effectively using Rusted Bolt and Destroyer Drac as teammates. He does kind of need to do that to keep the likes of Merck and Hazer behind him. We're going to go for this now. Gap to the leader and the penalty situation are on. Soft tyres for Brewdog, Poem and Geldy, so they'll be the ones to watch and see if they can catch up to the likes of DD Friend and Fake Mano. But the top 5 are the ones who are trying to pull each other in. But Hazer all over Merck, putting the pressure on. Merck does not have DRS here on the top 3 at the moment. He's got to get himself within a second of Drac. He is about a second. So he's still trying to close the gap here, Merck. Hazer will be watching out for it, but let's go towards Rusted Bolt then. So we will be heading through 130R once more in this Grand Prix. And he will go for the move around the outside. A little bit of contact, but now Rusted Bolt is ahead of Link's Peace and leads. But who gets DRS? It might be Link's Peace here who gets DRS, surely. Oh, is it Rusted Bolt? It was Bolt. No, it wasn't. It was Link's Peace, actually. Sorry. Oh, very close there, Bolt. And Destroyer Drac. Bolt goes off again! It's another error from the Williams. And that means that he'll be ahead of just Hazer and Merck. Hazer got through on Merck and up into 4th place. That could be big for Hazer. And that's going to be massive for Link's Peace then. If himself and Destroyer Drac can work together. And again, do they want to do that? Does Link's Peace want to pull clear with Drac? If he does, then the likes of Hazer and Merck will get DRS on Bolt, and they could overtake Bolt. Bolt on the old soft tyres as well. May have been why that mistake came into play from him. Certainly may have been a tyre situation there. Brewdog is still closing in. Mr. Poem as well on the likes of DD Friend. Fake Mano would be, 13.5 seconds behind Lynx right now. Brewdog is 21.8 behind on the leaderboard. So, yeah, he's got a good 8 seconds or so to find here, WBA Brewdog, if he wants to beat Fake Mano in this race. And now Destroyer Drac has to go down the inside on Link's Peace. Wow, through the Casio triangle. And that brings Bolt back into it. And Bolt is looking good because he could make a double overtake here. He's through on Link's Peace. And Bolt now, Lynx is in trouble. Bolt through on one. Lynx now is the one who drops in. And now, this is a battle for the win. Because Drac and Bolt, the two with penalties, are leading from Lynx, Hazer and Merck. This is what kind of what we wanted to see, in truth. And now the trio without penalties are right there with each other. Link's Piece losing that place was not ideal for him, losing out to Rusted Bolt, sadly. And also Destroyer Jack, he lost 2 places effectively there at Link's Piece. He knows, he just has to stay ahead of the 2 behind him. He knows that. He definitely will be aware of that. Jack and Bolt at the moment would still finish P4 and P5 due to Fake Mano's 9 seconds of penalties. So effectively Jack and Bolt do not need to take too many risks here. They're highly unlikely to come away with a podium anyway. So P4 or P5 does seem the best it's going to be for Jack and Bolt, barring mistakes from those behind. Link's Piece still closing in on Rusted Bolt here, but who's going to be winning this race on track and who's going to win after the penalty count? Kickstarting lap 51, we got 3 laps to go, a 3-lap shootout for the win. And there you go, the greatest speed here from both Bolt and Lynx with the aid of DRS. Hayes is still there, Merc is there as well. It will be a 5-way battle, but effectively a 3-way battle for the win for those without penalties. Hayes though, oh, he's getting a bit feisty with Link's Piece. End of the day, you do not want to cost yourself a podium by making a move and losing a host of places and a host of time. Certainly not what you want to be doing. Especially when you're leading a championship so comfortably. You know, if you keep getting podiums, you're going to win a championship no matter what. And that's what Hazer needs to do. Keep getting podiums. Not necessarily wins, just needs to keep getting podiums. And again, he's got people from his college watching him. Maybe he'll want to push on to win. Does he know you're watching this race as well? I do wonder. If he does, he's definitely going to push hard. 100%. And then we're all going to be going at it again. We'll be kickstarting the penultimate lap of this race. Who's going to come up trumps here? Trumps, sorry. Not trumps. What's trumps? Who will come up trumps to win this race at Suzuka? Would it be Lynx? Would it be Hazer? Or would it be Merc? Merc is dropping off a little bit now. Look at the top 2 go. Destroyer Jack and Rusted Bolt. And they will be going almost side by side into turns 1 and 2. And Destroyer Jack stays ahead. Bolt, I've got to say, has done well on those softs. How old are those softs is the question. The tyres are 23 laps on those soft tyres. And he's keeping them in check here. Making them competitive with those who he's racing with. Link's Piece though is the one who will be winning the Grand Prix as things stand. 0.3 of a second behind Rusted Bolt. He's got 1/10 to Hazer. And Hazer, I thought, was going to go for the overtake. A bit of contact there. And I think Link's Piece has gone into Rusted Bolt. Lynx has gone into Bolt. Lynx will be penalised for that one. So Lynx will not be winning here tonight. It's between 2. It's between Hazer and Merc now, really. Hazer has taken the place of Lynx in a way. He, as things stands, may be winning this race. Jack has a gap of 1.6 seconds. It'd be quite a miracle if he could end up winning. But that was costly to the game and the race of both Lynx and Rusted Bolt. They've both lost out here. Hazer has gained 1. Bolt has also, Merc rather, has gained 1 as well. Hazer actually gained 3 out of that effectively. Or 2. My maths ain't great. 2. Why am I saying 3? I don't know. But Hazer now is having to battle hard here with Lynx. And here comes Merc. Merc has DRS. Merc sails past not just 1 but 2. Merc will be your race winner as things stand. He takes Lynx and Hazer. Lynx P3, Hazer P4. Lynx will likely get a penalty anyway. They are going side by side. Oh, a bit feisty. Too feisty. Oh no. There's contact between Hazer and Bolt. Bolt may have damage there, but I don't think it would impact them too much. As long as Bolt can get himself to the end here. But it looks like Merc is going to win. It's been pretty clean up until the last lap or so. Sadly, the last lap wasn't particularly great. There was contact between some, but it looks like Merc is going to win on track if he can stay within 3 seconds of Destroyer Jack. Jack is going to be pushing hard here. Let's see what he can do. Can he come out with a win, Destroyer Jack, or will it be Merc? Merc winning from out of nowhere here at Suzuka. He's just got to keep that delta within half a second. Now he's got 4/10. That gap, he needs to close it. It's still staying at 2.6. Needs to stay within 3 seconds on the final lap, heading into 130R now. An unlikely win, given what we've seen over the past few laps. But it's surely, barring a late mistake into the Casio triangle, Destroyer Jack will cross the line first. But Merc will take victory at Suzuka. P1 Merc, P2 Jack, Lynx in P3, although a penalty will be likely. Hazer P4, Rusted Bolt comes through in P5. Fake Mano does take P6 ahead of Brewdog, who finishes P7. DD Friend in P8. Mr. Poem P9. Geldy in the McLaren will take a top 10 finish here. We'll just wait for him to cross the line. P10 it will be then for Geldy. Aussie on his debut. Not the best debut, unfortunately, in the end. He looked good earlier in the race, but it's P11 for him. I don't think the Alfa Romeo was a bad car for him, because he was keeping up there with a lot of those drivers at the front. Jar Jar Bing, sadly, he won't even take P12. He'll lose out to Devsy, he will take P12 away from Jar Jar Bing. But your race winner, UFRL Merc in the Williams. Yeah, it did look tough. To be fair, it looked very tough. Those drivers at the front done really well to stay where they were, keeping up with each other. Wow, very impressive stuff. I mean, the last sort of lap and a half was a bit shaky at the front, I'd say. But it wasn't absolutely woeful, if you know what I mean. Seen worse, seen better. Of course you've seen better. But yeah. Quite happy with that, I finished. There you go, there you go. Just all about finishing. But wow, 53 laps completed at Japan. Yeah, anyways, we'll go through the results there. Merc taking the honours, the top step with the win. Destroyer Jack P2. I'm pretty sure that top 2 will stay. However, Link's Piece P3, but I do believe he is highly likely to receive a penalty, which would effectively mean Hazer would get P3. And that would also mean Rusted Bolt would probably get P4 as well. So, but it all depends. Fake Mano does come through in P6. Brewdog P7 with DD Friend occupying P8. Mr. Poem P9. Geldy taking P10 from Aussie on his debut in P11. Devsy P12. And Jar Jar Bing comes through and takes home P13. A few retirements further back as well. But that has been the result here at the Japanese Grand Prix in the 100% tier. Right, as we normally do or deliver, we will go through the calendar for the upcoming week. So, tomorrow night in the international tier, 9 o'clock PM, it will be at Bahrain. Hopefully it goes ahead. I like Bahrain, so I'll be looking forward to that one myself. Tier 1, Monday night, it will be at the Hungaro Ring. A really good one, that one at Hungary. All about getting that track position, though. Can you keep up with Hazer and Pesci? Tier 2, it will be at Imola. A sprint at Imola. Oh no, I was hoping it would be a different track. I'm not looking forward to that one. But Imola is for Tier 2 on Tuesday night. Tier 3, Wednesday night, it will be at Qatar. That will be a sprint as well. Next Friday, it will be back at Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. So that will be for the 100% tier. Next Friday, it will be at China. So if anybody wants to get practicing, feel free. Obviously, there's a week to go, so you don't need to just yet. Anyways, good racing out there. Good racing. Obviously, the last lap and a half was very much iffy. The contact, I think, from Lynx, unfortunately. But yeah. Great job, Merc. Yes, done very well. Very good win. Might if I have a nicer car. Well, sign up earlier, Geldy, and I'll give you a nicer car. To be fair, your pace is your pace isn't exactly bad. It may depend on strategies. If you make the odd error as well, that will obviously play a part because those at the front, I would say they don't make many mistakes, but I've got to say tonight was probably a rare occasion, a rare race, in fact, where those at the front of the field, quite a few of them were making a lot of mistakes, surprisingly. You don't often see it, but they were making errors at the front. That doesn't happen too often. And it was nice that there was a DRS train pretty much throughout the entirety of that race. I did enjoy that aspect of it, to be fair. There weren't exactly big gaps being formed. It was DRS, DRS, DRS all the way through. Um, I'm slow. Nah. Do you not remember the race of Paul Ricard in the international tier in at France? You were pretty good there. You outqualified. What? You outqualified me. You outqualified Doug. You outqualified a couple of others around us as well. You done pretty well. Obviously, in the end, the strategy was crucial in that race, which is, I think is why you lost out in the end. But still, you had good pace. I've received all 3 pens in 1 lap on third lap. I need 15 laps to get up to speed. Oh, ouch. I did see Bolt go off track quite a few times, to be fair, and the Williams, he seemed to be struggling, but at the end of the day, he still got a half-decent finish. And obviously, with the incident from Lynx, if that didn't happen, he could have ended up, then again, actually, did he have a penalty? He did, didn't he? He'd have ended up P5 anyway. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, actually, Russell Bolt didn't really lose anything effectively, because he would have finished P5. So he went from finishing P5 to finishing P5, but he still lost track position, of course, and it did impact the likes of it impacted Merck in a positive sense. It impacted Destroyer Jack in an amazing sense, and it did negatively impact Hayes and most, I'd say. I was a bit rusty as didn't practice or even did a quali lap. Yeah, to be fair. I think if I was in that position where I had not done any practice, hadn't done qualifying, I would probably sat in the back for a bit, got to grips with the car, got to grips with the setup, and then, then I would have learned exactly when I could push and stuff. But yeah, you did make up a lot of places at the start, I've got to say. I think you gained 9 or 10 spots fairly early. But yeah, all in all,
Tom, do you know what that was?
good.
That was a smooth operator. Smooth.
It was a smooth operator. That's not so smooth.
Carlos, check the radio. We seem to have...
I don't know what happened at the end there, but yeah. But anyways, I think we'll end the stream on that note anyways. But yeah, so we got some good races coming up for the upcoming week. And let's see what happens. But anyways, yeah, it started okay. At the end, I don't know what happened. Anyways, that has been the race here in the 100% tier. You're trying to do it again. Oh no, I just done it anyways. You came out of nowhere. He did! He came out of nowhere, you're right. Merck arrived to the scene out of nowhere. But that has been the race in UFRL in the 100% tier this evening. And we'll be back. There might be a stream tomorrow night. If not, obviously, I'll be back on Monday night anyway. Thank you for watching, and good night.